one of the great influences in my life had been my parents.
So, when did you think that you wanted to be a teacher?
Teaching was a good option in Ajmer.
Who's your favorite hero? Welcome to Beyond Classroom. Uh, this is a podcast where we introduce you to the person behind that enigma that walks your corridor, a person who inspires you, also worries you a bit, and you wonder what makes the person tick, and that is your school headmaster. And today I'm going to meet a very interesting headmaster who's always intrigued me in his maverick ways, that he could be a brilliant teacher in the classroom, a great administrator, a people's person, and an extremely engaging personality. And we are going to go right back to his childhood and how did the man that is today was formed or made.
Yes.
So Sharad, I know that was some time ago, but I want you to go back into your school and then share with us some interesting memories of you as a student.
I had a very happy childhood. I'm not saying that I scored very high marks or I was the favorite of the teachers or the principal. I don't even know whether the principal knew that I existed. So I was like a happy-go-lucky child. The great influence, I would say, one of the great influences in my life had been my parents, who have been core educationists. So they had a fairly good idea about what education is all about. So they were non-interfering. They accepted what I wanted to do to a great extent. There was bit of comparison between me and my elder brothers, because again they were high performers, but I didn't let that come in my way of pursuing what I wanted to. So I had a very happy childhood. I had very good friends and I kept changing schools. I think that also,
Where were you based out of?
I did bit of schooling from Kota, then Udaipur, also early education when my mother was posted in Bikaner, then senior school and college from Ajmer.
So you most students stay in one school for all their lives, and how do you think this movement shaped you? Because see, I am a Air Force officer's daughter, not been in a place for more than a year or two, and then that makes us eclectic, if not anything else. And then I was wondering that how did it impact your personality?
It can also impact you the other way around.
Yeah.
You have to make new friends, you have to get into the friend circles,
Mhm.
you have to endure things and be accepted. So you have to try out innovative approaches and sort out conflicts, because you don't have that comfort level
Yeah,
that other children have. So every 2-3 years changing school, I think I didn't realize. I used to probably later on have a grudge or complaint that my elder brother had a very steady schooling in Delhi College Indore. He was prefect there, Vikram House, and set of friends, and the teachers. This is my school, but I had to chug along with my parents all the while. But I think those qualities probably which I unknowingly acquired helped me to uh, blaze my own trail. I can
Yeah.
say, without trying to be boastful.
Mhm.
And also it has helped me in my recent appointment last 10 years working in a totally brand new environment where I knew nobody except the management from Mayo College General Council. I had to make new friends with new staff, new city, everything.
So that the people skill that you talk about, if you really see, it's a people's job. End of the day, that as we go into seniority, we have to just manage people, inspire them, move them.
Correct.
So I think that journey of yours must have. You tested it then, I guess.
It got tested. It turned out to be a blessing in
Blessing,
disguise,
yeah.
and I'm grateful to the Almighty. I also have been very fortunate. I've got very good supportive people all the way. Today, what makes me successful is the fantastic support that I get from the topmost level of management,
Mhm.
and the parents who have put the trust in the school. We have tried out all the innovative ways to enhance teaching learning process. Results are showing. So the kind of trust then you develop over a period of time gives you
And also, I guess a degree of fearlessness that comes
yeah,
naturally,
yeah, that
right?
that reminds me of a training program I attended,
Mm-hmm.
and the theme was courage to lead.
Mm-hmm.
One of the qualities of a school leader to be successful and to implement and to bring about whatever change
Yeah,
he or she is thinking of is to be courageous
yeah.
and to tackle problems head on. It is
I don't know why I meet a lot of very well meaning school heads, but they're very fearful of parents.
uh,
Why is that?
if because parents have high expectations, and if they are there knocking on your door,
Mm.
it becomes a bit of a bother.
Yeah,
But if you are doing right things and if you are in sync with their expectations,
yeah.
there should be no reason to be fearful. And if you have a lot of transparency in your system, then why fear anything? If you shouldn't have any bones hidden in your
Yeah,
you shouldn't have any skeletons hiding in your cupboard,
yeah.
then you should,
And
then
see,
you would be
if
scared.
you have clear agenda, you will have it for well-being of the child, right? And then you're well intended, and you parent and you are collaborators end of the day.
Correct.
Yeah.
There may be an issue. I think it could be an issue of ethics and value systems. Probably, if you are old schooled and you believe
Mm.
in certain set of things and certain way of doing things,
Yeah, yeah.
whereas the next generation of parents see the world
Mm.
and its dynamics differently,
Mm.
then probably you may feel insecure and threatened about being challenged by this
Mm.
new set of parents. What do they
Mm.
know about
Mm.
education and all? I've
Mm.
been there all these years.
Mm.
I think flexibility is very important. I should be
Of a
willing
school
to
leader.
school leader,
Yeah.
flexible in thinking and
Mm.
approach,
Mm. Mm.
uh, and then if the world is changing, who stops you from changing?
Yeah.
Children are the best source, best reference point to realize and understand
Mm-hmm.
which way you should be heading.
Yeah.
Rather than transform children
Mm.
your way,
Mm.
find a middle path.
And then if you make your classroom happy and you send a happy child home, I think parents would come and support you. And so
Absolutely.
long as you see that you are taking care of their future.
Correct.
So,
If they have that trust and faith in your
mm,
system, it should be fine. But there are challenges. I think sometimes you need to work hard upon the parent body to help
mm,
them understand why you are doing certain things.
yeah.
But once that trust gets it's established,
Mm.
there shouldn't be a problem.
So, when did you think that you wanted to be a teacher? I know you have both your parents were teachers, and that itself must be something which is a natural progression. But with your elder brothers actually choosing a different path, you must be under pressure.
No, there was no pressure. I was actually into the world of computers. I was working at a place close to Mumbai. But then in 1997, turn of events, my mother fell very ill. She was diagnosed with cancer. For that reason, I had to make changes in my career path.
Mm.
And then teaching was a good option in Ajmer. I tried, I got a chance with Mayo College General Council.
Mm.
And then I kept on adding more qualification, understand what are the modern requirements in this profession.
And is it because you picked a different path and came into teaching, you add another dimension or a worldview to your role as a teacher also?
Yes, being a lifelong learner has been the key to it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't still consider myself that I know it all, and what I know today will help me next 5 or 10
Yeah.
years. So I have to constantly upgrade myself.
Mhm.
That's why I give a lot of emphasis on professional development for the staff in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
school.
Also, because you are a curious person, children like to relate with people like that who enjoy that conversation. Where does one thought go to another, and in that your curiosity or your need to be a learner, how did technology play a role in your evolution of adoption, its impact, and that it is imperative in today's world? Because you're one of the few people who has very clear view about it.
Technology is here to stay. Uh, Children that are in school today, their lives are all surrounded by technology. Now, in schools, if you don't bring it in,
Mhm.
then you are creating a handicap. So, I'm very fortunate that the present management that I have, they are all for technology, and I don't have difficulty in requesting and getting their approvals
Mhm.
to bring in the latest cutting edge, which is working well for children. That's where I think the support the teachers get in the classrooms from extra marks has been crucial in having a very high level of delivery.
But eventually having everybody on a 360-degree map would be interesting. Then the parents, you don't have to use words; they will see the evidence of the work that is happening.
Very
So
true.
so that particular next step is important. I would want you to share with us any one incident when you felt that your intervention in a child's life or a problem transformed him.
I can talk about a student who has just passed out of class 12, has been selected in NDA. He got the ninth position, All India ninth position in NDA. And when he was in class 7, he used to have lots of questions. And I remember once the teacher coming and complaining, telling her, he's, he, he intends to disturb my class all the time. So I asked him, what makes you think so? And I had to know who this child is. This is Arun Pratap Singh. And he says, Sir, I have got questions. And I realized the boy is sincerely interested in asking more questions. Even his friends used to encourage him, Pooch, Pooch, or Pooch. The teacher thought he's irritating. So we had to have a discussion, some kind of counseling done. And he was a naturally curious student. I tried to find out from others to the extent that he has done very well in sciences in class 12th. And so we met last time. I said, Arun, I'm always going to remember you for being so curious and for transforming a teacher, changing a teacher that, you should not be asking questions. I said, okay, you don't like him to ask questions in the class, during the class, call him
Call
when you
him
are
up.
free, but don't just snub him like that.
Yeah, yeah.
So those little interventions where even one child's, genuine concern is addressed.
Or his actual authentic self remains alive.
Right.
A lot of times we correct them so much, they actually lose their uniqueness.
You're
No?
right. I feel happy in the sense that I have been able to let him go, preserve. I've not been able to do anything unique to him,
Yeah.
but at least preserve his curiosity.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not guilty of killing that. So I think that's what our job is in the rush of things, and to do whatever is prescribed. We at times end up doing more damage to these young, curious children.
Yes,
If we can
absolutely.
prevent that, we would have done a great job.
You belong to state that is all of them were saying that you belong to that city that is known for education, right? Also, it has the downside of it that it is almost pushing children to get into competition without really developing knowledge. And then they go through this whole problem of self-worth or not be of being left behind and everything. So therefore it is why I ask this question here is, we talked about STEM, but I'm also talking about the nurturing a school actually gives to the children. Why is it culturally we are not changing that whole idea of pushing a child for his future prospects outside and not be able to handle it in the school?
Uh, I think I would say there are two good reasons why. Sometimes is the fear of being left out.
That is parents' fear and the
That's the
child's
parents'
fear.
fear being loaded on the child. Child also gets overwhelmed.
Hmm.
And there's always this feeling when so many are getting selected there. If I don't try,
Then I would
I'll
have
be a
not
loser.
have given run the
Yes,
last mile for my child.
right, right.
Hmm.
And also the intense mechanism by which children are trained just to crack the exam, and they enter those premier institutions. That kind of spirit
Mm.
probably is not possible in schools,
Mm.
because you have to do a basic curriculum. You also have to give time for extracurricular activities, and our teachers in schools are not really trained to give that kind of a drill.
Rigor in the way we
Yes,
talk about.
and that's where, if some kind of a system can be developed inside the school with the help of agencies,
Yeah.
we can certainly meet the need, and there would be no need for children to go and live in difficult situations, unhygienic sometimes, and
Mm-hmm.
left to fend for themselves, emotionally kind of detached from nice
Care
spaces.
at home. Yeah.
Absolutely.
One last line on um, how would you want technology to enhance whatever you're doing in your school? Any one advice you may have for edtech innovators that I wish this too would have happened using technology?
Uh, I would say the edtech enablers should not go completely into the same mode as the coaching agencies, but maintain the human touch. If a hybrid model can be evolved, that would be the best for these children.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, accessibility at any hour, 24 hours, you have a child who can access and find a solution to a problem that has come up in his mind at
Yeah.
an odd hour.
Yeah.
So having that kind of reservoir of this thing, and a quick access to the person who teaches, and a
Teachers.
quick response maybe on some social media connect
Yeah.
dedicated between the child and the teacher.
Mm.
That kind of support system would address the needs of all kinds of learners.
Do you watch movies?
Yes, I do.
And who's your favorite hero?
This guy in Badhai Ho, Article 14, what's
Uh,
his name? Ashok
Ayushman.
Ayushman has impressed me. And
Mm-hmm.
Manoj Vajpayee is a good actor.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm also fan of lots of actors in Hollywood, Russell Crowe and likes
Okay.
of him.
And on Netflix, what do you watch?
I watched the series Crown, which was very impressive,
Yeah.
nicely made. Then recently watched the second part, the second this thing series of Aspirants,
Oh.
which has also which has a connect with my profession. How
Mm-hmm.
children go through the challenges of getting through the most
Yeah, yeah.
sought
I have
after.
just started it, so the first scene is her playing some music or something
Uh-huh.
in the classroom. So I just saw first scene. I didn't go beyond
Yes,
that.
very nicely made.
Mm-hmm. I will catch that up. And any special talents you have?
I love sports. I love to read. I love to make friends,
And
get to
and
know
read what?
all sorts of books.
Mm-hmm. Which is the
Uh,
latest book you're reading?
I am
Bhagat?
also doing, sorry,
The Chetan Bhagat?
apart from Chetan Bhagat's 11 Rules for Life, I'm also reading the Bible. I'm also studying the ancient Hebrew scriptures, and I'm trying to find some common grounds between Matsya Puran and the global deluge that is mentioned in the Noah's
That's very
time.
interesting. It always fascinated me.
It does, and I'm trying to find out uh, the history behind various pralayas that have come
So,
upon the
I
earth.
have this philosophy that the earth was one, that was one incident, and then there were tectonic waves and it became islands.
Yes.
One story went everywhere.
That legend. It
Hmm.
is there with Australian Aborigines. It
Yeah,
is in India also
yeah,
about Sheshnag,
yeah.
Vishnu.
Hmm.
In the Prakrit language, if you decipher, it is
Hmm.
Ishwar, जिसका नाम था नू, Ishnu, Vishnu.
Yeah.
Manu is Manushya, जिसका नाम था नू, and Noah's Ark. Saptarishi and Manu, 8 survivors. There also there are 8. If you see Vishnu, he is reclining on a Shesh Nag, the remnant after
Yeah.
the deluge, and
Yeah.
there is water all around.
Yeah.
And why the
So
deluge came?
imagine you write the script and your student creates this whole story. It'll be such an interesting session
Yeah, I talk
to have.
about. I've been talking to my students
Hmm.
about this in assembly and all,
Hmm.
and trying to find out why the deluge came upon the earth, and
Hmm.
are we heading for another similar
I don't know. Yesterday was in the deluge in Delhi, but it's always a pleasure to sit and talk to you, and every time I meet you, there's something new that you share, and I love your foray into filmmaking, recent filmmaking.
Yes.
Very impressive.
It was very satisfying. But
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
also been a source of inspiration. You've been consistently working hard to find out the nuances of education, and
Yeah.
you're always trying to stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
So my congratulations to
Thank
you
you so
and
much.
the team.
I take pride in how the team has sustained the onslaught in digital learning and
Not
kept.
many have survived. I've
Yeah.
seen companies go down or go or lose relevance.
Yeah,
But
yeah. We've been on the
you
path, and I think वो मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ एक बंदा काफी है. If one person decides, and I think we are very blessed with the person who heads the organization.
yes.
So it just everybody gets courage from that. So I think you are that person in your organization, and then we have to break ground for the world to change.
No, I've been very honest and frank and brutal in giving my feedbacks, even
Yeah.
to the people in different levels of your organization.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
you've taken corrective measures. You've brought in more capable ones, and. So that kind of feedback a company takes, and then is always looking for improvement and innovation.
Yeah.
Is what gives us confidence to continue to run with you.
Thank you so much. I think culturally, one element that we have incorporated in our system is listen. Because if we are 100% self made, we can translate it. We are not dependent on anyone else. So I think that listening is the first step to doing.
If you can run and check today's panel discussions video, you will see I have spoken the least. I have listened to more
Yeah.
and more of the fellow panelists and others,
Mhm.
because it's a very important art, but people don't practice it. If given a chance, they'll go on. But listening is a very difficult art.
Yeah.
You got to consciously practice that.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
It was a
and
pleasure.
wishing you all the best for next 10 years of wonderful work with your school, and may it shine and lead the way. All right.